was that about, which was completed about 7 or 8 years ago, which was also served by sewer, obviously, because you guys installed the main. So happy to answer any questions that you have. I am receipt of the letter dated October 6th, which I received via email, and the letter dated October 7th via email. If I could, I'd like to go through the October 7th letter because that includes the points in the October 6th letter. Is that okay?
Certainly.
Okay. This was Kent Sewer Commission, Kent, Connecticut, October 7th, 2021. I'm writing this letter to express my concerns about the proposed development at 227 North Main Street. I would appreciate you reading this letter into the minutes at the October 14th Planning and Zoning meeting. Number one, the Kent Sewer Plant would be able to accept and process the additional 7,800 estimated gallons per day from the proposed development. However, it exceeds the allowed 7,000 gallons per day per lateral as permitted by the Connecticut DEEP. So in my letter of request, I had noted that the anticipated maximum daily usage would be 7,800 gallons per day. In that, I had estimated 4-bedroom homes. If there's an issue, we can certainly limit some of them to 3 bedrooms so that it falls under 7,000 gallons per day. We would be proposing a sewer main, not a lateral. So I would believe we could still accommodate the 7,800, but happy to reduce it if we have to. Just let me know.
I believe when you go over when you're in the 7,800 range, it requires approval from Connecticut DEP. That's all. That's all that means, that it has different set of requirements that you have to just address. That's all. It's not that they take it.
So it's possible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Comment 2, 227 North Main Street is not within the town of Kent sewer service area. As such, sewer service is not considered quote unquote available to this property. See regulations section 2.01 subsection B. I went to the town clerk today and could not find the sewer regulations that are referred to. I requested them of Joyce as well. She said she didn't have a copy. Could someone kindly give me a copy of that? Because I also checked the notice back in January of 2020 when the hearing was held regarding the regulations. And although it noted that the regulations were attached as part of the notice, they were not. So I just want to know what the issue is, because I know, Ms. Potts, you had attached the town of Kent sewer service areas as of September 2009. And it does show us within the future sewer service area, just as Maple Street Extension is, which is now served by public sewer. So I'm just trying to better understand.
I did send you had sent me an email this afternoon saying that you had not received them or didn't have access. I did email you a copy of the regulations this afternoon. So you should have them somewhere in your file. I sent them to Paul at AH Howland.
Yeah, no, as I noted earlier, you sent that back on October 6th as well to that email address. That email address is not valid. It has to be.
All right.
I apologize.
I will get it out to you tonight. Then I obviously picked the wrong one because you have.
No, that's okay. So could you just clarify why it's not available if it's in the same future sewer service area as Maple Street Extension is, which is now served by public sewer? I went through the last 10 years of sewer commission meeting minutes today since the Maple Street Extension was done, and the same procedure was followed. In that case, obviously, you guys had it engineered by Lorero, but there was no mention of anything because it was already within that future sewer service area. So I just want to know what I have to do differently than was done for the Maple Street Extension.
Bart, do you want to address that?
The sewer availability has to do with the direct connections without a sewer extension. If you're more than a certain distance away from the sewer, then you have to request a sewer extension, in which you're in the process of.
Yep.
So that's not meant to say that you can't extend the sewers. It means that you have to extend the sewers in order to gain service for your property.
Okay, so I'm on the right path then where I'm here preliminarily discussing it. I've acknowledged that I will be extending the public sewer to in front of my property. And then once I do that, comment number 2 would no longer be applicable.
Correct.
Correct. There's a process to go through to get to the point where we can allow the extension to happen. And we'll discuss that more as we go on, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, just so you guys know, we're at the process now, we're before planning and zoning. We understand we will have a lot of work with you guys in the future, but these 2 items are just provide a significant amount of clarity to me. Comment number 3 was just that present, the Kent Sewer Commission has no plans to extend the sewer system north to serve this property. We are fully aware of that, acknowledge that, and understand that. Comment number 4, the Kent sewer regulations do not provide for the developer financed sewer extensions as proposed. Only one developer financed sewer extension for property outside of the service area has been permitted. That was the Kent Healthcare Facility. Upon a determination that the sewer extension served the public interest by providing sewer availability to multiple properties with marginal or failing septic systems. So based on what I just heard from Mr. Clark, it does appear that if we install the sewer extension at our expense, that is possible.
Yes. Paul, just to let you know, the Maple Street extension was done because that is the only area that was deemed by the town of Kent to have an industrial area to try and bring some sort of small industry into Kent. And so
Yeah.
that's why that whole project happened, was to bring on those, bring on Maple Street so that at some point the brownfields could get cleaned up out there. And that was the only way to do it, was through a sewer system.
Understood. Thank you for, yeah, I learned a lot today. It was a good history lesson of sewer and septic in Kent. Comment number 5, the Kent Sewer Commission has begun the process to upgrade the plant by designing and planning to install a second aeration tank to meet the capacity for future growth. This expansion is a $1 million plus project that will take several years to design, get the necessary permits and approvals, acquire adequate financing, and complete due to the pandemic. We understand that. We know there will be connection fees associated with our proposal. Comment 6, if the property owner opts to install septic systems for each building, he would be limited to 10 structures. At this time, we do want to be served by the sewer, so it wouldn't be applicable to our project. Number 7 was just a personal comment, not applicable to the commission.
Well, what we would need from you going forward is to get you to file an application so that we can go forward with this process. And where are we here? It would need, there's a couple of guidelines that are in the, that we can get you organized with and send to you, just an application to get the process started. And then at some point, down the road, an escrow fund would need to be established to pay for the commission's cost to review and process the proposed sewer extensions. Plans and specification and design documents would be reviewed by the commission's consultant and Connecticut DOT. So there is a laundry list that I would be glad to get out to you, so you can sort of follow along and see what you need to do on your end to push this project forward.
Yeah, that would be great. I guess all I'm seeking tonight is, I fully acknowledge and understand that. I'm just asking for a simple confirmation that you do have the available capacity based on my letter of request, and that it is possible for us to extend the public sewer at our expense, noting the laundry list of items that we would still have to complete.
I cannot see why obviously the commission needs to take a vote on it, but I think you're headed in the right direction, and I will get you those directions. Okay.
Thank you.
Does anybody else on the commission have a question or something to say to Paul regarding this development? Okay, so Barbara, or Joyce, do I need to make a motion, or we're good.
What are you going to make a motion for?
I didn't know if it required anything on our to, about the potential application for this, that's all. But
No.
I guess, okay, so great. Paul, thank you for your time. And
Could I just confirm that the minutes will reflect that there's available capacity and that we may expand the sewer at our expense, subject to the laundry list of items that you had referred to? Would it be okay to ask for that to be included in the minutes?
yes,
Thank
I
you.
have a question. I'm not clear on point 2. Is this or is this not within the sewer, the service area of the Kent sewer? I mean, I don't know what the regulations say, but I'm not clear as to, you're asking us to say that service is available. Am I correct?
That's that you have capacity and that service
So
is available.
capacity, I understand capacity can be can be made acceptable because you can reduce the flow to below 78 to below 7,000 gallons. But I'm not clear about what determines that sewer service is available to this property. The regulations, I assume, and I don't have them in front of me, but I assume the regulations state what our service area is. And it should be clear from those regulations. Are you within it or are you not within it? So
There's two things that are going on. One, the issue of whether he's has direct access to sewer to his property, and there is no direct access to an existing sewer from his property. The second thing is the commission has at times in the past identified this as an area for future sewer, an area that where sewers could be extended to in the future. So it's in a future service area that they identified many years ago. So it's identified as being considered during the planning process, but there is no direct connection to the existing sewer collection system.
So if I'm still not clear, does that mean it is within our service area?
It's within the future service area that the commission has identified.
Right. And I mean, supposing this commission were to vote, say that our service area extends 5 miles north of the center of town. I mean, would that be something that would be legal, possible, desirable, or not legal? What determines?
You could vote that to say that, yeah, we want to extend sewers to every corner of Kent.
Right.
Is it economically feasible or desirable? Probably not. From the beginnings of the sewer collection system and the sewage treatment plant, this area has been identified as part of the future service area if an extension was ever desired to this area. And that's if you wanted to change that, certainly you potentially could, but
And
it's been historically identified.
What are the criteria for determining that service area then? I mean, are we liable then to have somebody come in a year, half a mile north and say, well, we could be within your service area if you voted to make us within your service area? What I'm asking is, are we obligated to make this within our service area? We've as I understand it, this is within our future service area, but not within our current service area. So the question is, why should we approve or disapprove? And I'm not sure what the standards are for saying that we should approve or disapprove. I mean, we can say, well, we like it, we think it's great, it's a terrific thing, or do we have some standards by which we have to use to determine that it's within our service area? And I'm not clear on that.
Peter, I think,
Usually you would consider the public interest. For this particular project, there's 3 issues with public interest that seem to be well served by an extension. One One is that it's been identified as it being in the future service area, and because of, and that if you provide service to that area, it allows the commission to obtain additional fees for operations of the sewage treatment plant, allows the town to spread the cost of operation of the plant and collection system to more people, and provides an additional source of revenue. The second
Right.
public interest is that the sewer that runs up to the Voorhees property, where the last manhole is actually a sewer lateral. It's a private sewer lateral, not intended for public use. There's 3 homes that have connected to that lateral over time, and removing that lateral and getting an actual sewer main is in the best interest of those homes up there. So that's a good public interest. The third public interest is there are other properties within the future service area that could potentially connect into a sewer extension at some time in the future. So those are 3 public interests that are served by a sewer extension at this point. So
Bart, will you be working closely with Paul?
when it comes time for review of design and development of other technical documents, certainly. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then my understanding is, as Ms. Potts pointed out, we put in escrow money to cover Bart's costs, so it in no way impacts the sewer commission's budget.
Great. I think this is a win-win for the town.
All right. Well, I will get you that information that you need. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming and showing us what you're up to, and let's go forward.
And we'll keep you guys updated as we get along, and we greatly appreciate your time and hope you have a great evening.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
Number 5 on the agenda says old business has regulations, and I know we've all sort of, I think what makes this so confusing are these Zoom meetings, and we all have struggles with this, especially me, obviously on my phone. But the regulations were passed at the March 9th, 2021 meeting. And I've just reached out to Jeff Sankwis to have him send a final hard copy of the regulations so that we can get them posted up on the website alongside the ordinances, which were also passed. So just to let everybody know where that stands so that we can take that category off the agenda meeting. Public communication, I've heard from Crew Design, and Crew Design is looking to go on the sewer line over on Maple Street Extension. And what they're looking to do is they're looking to go on the line, but they have a farm there. So they are looking to do the same thing that the Turner family did at 100 North Main Street, where they separated out. Aquarian has to install a separate water meter for them so that they can send water to the farm, and then the rest of the water will go on their sewer bill to the sewer commission. So Bart and I are working on that to get them their application and determine what the fee structure is for them. And then they will be hopefully going on the line with it by the end of the year.
Can I ask a question also?
Of course.
Didn't we have an incentive program that we were offering to people on Maple Street Extension a while back?
But it lasted, I think it was a 2-year time frame.
Okay,
And
all right.
that has long since passed. And, we tried to get more people to go on. I mean, a few did climb on. So, but the fact that Crew Design has decided to go on the line, that's a great thing. I mean, I guess their septic system at present is failing, and this is definitely the most viable option for them. So that's what they're doing. So we should hear from them. We should get their application in the mail soon, and then we can move forward on that project. Lyle, you're up.
Good afternoon, everybody. We had 2.5 million gallons total come through the plant. It's 82,000 gallon per day average. 797,000 gallons came from Kent School. Our average BOD removal rate is at 98% and total suspended solids removal rate was at 99%. Average influent pH is 7.4. Jordan Palmer, he put in his 2 weeks notice.
Oh, Jesus.
His last day will be October 22nd. The quarterly tests were done, waiting on results. We had breakdowns on the lawnmower and the loader, both were repaired in-house. Two effluent beds are drying, one is cleaned and ready. Two effluent beds are drying, one is cleaned and ready for use, and one is currently in use. And the discharge valve for the one of the septic lagoons we repaired. I'm just trying to get ready for fall and everything. That's about all I have.
Can I ask a quick question? Wow.
The big thing was Jordan leaving. So go ahead.
Yeah, can I, what was the cost of repairing the loader that we just bought from the town?
Give me 2 seconds here. $68.74 plus our labor putting in it.
Oh my God, what was that? Just a nut and bolt?
Hydraulic hoses. Hydraulic hose.
It's cheaper than I would thought it was going to be.
Let's see. Blau, are you finished?
Oh, yes.
Also, before I forget, so can you somehow go through, get organized and either put an ad out in one of the communications that we had chosen to do the last time when we found Jordan, and see about getting that process started?
Okay, I think Joyce did that. Am I misspeaking on this, Joyce?
I can put it on the town website, but I don't know if there's some kind of sewer magazine or something.
I think we put it. Let me make a phone call tomorrow and see if we can get it, if they have a provision for that on the water and wastewater
Okay.
website there.
Okay, that would be great. At least get started that way.
Sure.
Okay, Barbara, you're up.
Okay, I jumped the gun and shared my screen before Lyle was done, so I apologize for that.
No problem.
So this is the balance sheet, which is basically the cash balances, 9/30/21 versus a year ago. And you can see that our cash balance is down a bit from a year ago. However, a year ago, right now, we had purchased one new piece of equipment, and then we had started to put down payments on the big capital projects. So that's why the cash flow is a little bit lower than it was a year ago. And that's really the only big change on that. When we move to the budget versus actuals, you can see that our income is almost exactly right on target for the budget. It's just 400 and some odd dollars higher than we budgeted. All the other expenses are basically running true to budget, with the exception of the fuel, but I think that's a timing issue. We only had one delivery and it was in the beginning of August, and it was a large delivery. So we don't get deliveries every month or anything, just when we need it. So I think that this will ameliorate as the year goes on. The lab exams are a little bit higher than they were a year ago. And again, I think that's just a timing issue. And then the outside services for operating has exceeded its budgeted amount year to date. Basically, I believe that was the New Milford septic to pump out the pump stations and the pump house. I don't think that was a budgeted thing. But all in all, we're still running at a profit even after we move money out to the short and long-term capital reserve. And then the only other thing is the disbursement journal. Maybe it's a little too big. So this was the cost to pump out the pump stations, and the pump house was $1,000. This check to the town looks like it was larger than it would normally be. So I just verified that it was the quarterly insurance payment for the workers' comp, liability, auto and property insurance, and then the September health, dental, and life insurance. And other than that, it wasn't a there wasn't anything expenditure wise that was of note. And that's all I have. So I just need an approval of this disbursement journal.
Make the motion, we accept the journal as approved.
Second.
Lisa, you're muted. See.
All right, may I get, and everybody all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Let's see, is Debbie here today? Okay, she and I sort of went back and forth regarding, whatchamacallit, the billing for the sewer commission, the quarterly billings. And she is putting on, going to tie in what the water usage is for that, for the billing period per our billing period for the sewer commission. Although I still think it's pretty confusing for people like the Jane Jacksons who always try and match up their invoices. So I think we are still going to work on fine tuning it, but it's definitely going to be a better invoice when those invoices go out, I think in September. So anyway, that's something she and I are working on. And Bart, you're up.
No, outside of the involvement we've had with the North Main properties, we haven't done much progress on anything else other than some initial investigations to resolve some of the issues that DEP brought up in our meeting relative to the plant improvement plans. So don't have much else to report. So
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question? Bart, have we
Sure.
heard anything from Birch Hill lately or not?
Birch Hill? No.
Okay, thank you.
Was there?
They have gone dark.
Okay.
Does anybody else have anything to add in? Okay, so I would say meeting is adjourned. I have no idea what time it is because now I've lost my,
4:36, 4:36.
all right. A meeting is adjourned at 4:36 unless anybody has anything else to add. Oh, next month is going to be, I'd like to do a live meeting at the town hall, just to let you all know, only because I guess we are going to have possibly some new commission members. So this way you get a chance to see who they are. And once we go through the election, then we make sure they're invited to the next meeting. Thank you all and see you next month.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, you have got.